Welcome back, Platinum Hunters, to another episode of PTR, or Platinum Trophy Review. Here at PTR, I go over a game's trophy list, showing you what to expect and giving you tips and tricks that I learned along the way to help you get that shiny digital trophy. This week's game is another remake of a beloved game from my childhood, Resident Evil 3. But before continuing, make sure that you're subbed to the channel for more videos like these and other gaming related content. Hit that like button and drop a comment on the scariest moment in Resident Evil 3. All interaction is greatly appreciated. So what is Resident Evil 3? Resident Evil 3 is a 2020 survival horror game developed and published by Capcom. It is a remake of the 1999 game Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Players control former elite agent Jill Valentine and a mercenary Carlos Oliveira as they attempt to find the vaccine and escape from a city during a viral outbreak. The game is played from a third-person's perspective and requires the player to solve puzzles and defeat monsters while being pursued by a creature called Nemesis. Resident Evil 3 has a total of 33 trophies, 4 gold, 12 silver, 16 bronze, and of course, 1 platinum trophy. Just like Resident Evil 2, you are looking at multiple runs, 4 to 5 depending if you first want to experience the game normally or just jump right in. As well as its predecessor, you have several difficulty-specific trophies that require you to beat the game on Standard, Hardcore, Nightmare, and Inferno Mode. We can skip Standard Mode and jump straight into Hardcore, as finishing the latter will unlock both trophies. But this will be our third run. Second, if our first run we do everything correctly. So let me explain. When completing certain objectives in-game, and by killing certain numbers of enemies with specific weapons, we will be awarded points. These points can be used in the game store to purchase items like recovery coins, unlimited ammo weapons, and other items that will make the harder difficulty runs much easier. The first item we will buy with our points will be the infinite rocket launcher.
Rocket launcher!
So save for that and don't waste points on anything else. So our first one is going to be on the easiest mode, Assisted. In this mode, we will aim to get all collectibles, of which there are 2 types. Files, there are 56, and Charlie dolls, total 20. In the description, I will leave the guide I used for this. Apart from this, you'll be trying to achieve the more challenging trophies that are best done in the easier mode. The guide that I mentioned will also help you with this. The trophies that we will need to keep in mind will be the following. 2 for 1 deal, which is to kill 2 enemies with 1 shot. The shotgun, magnum, and grenade launcher will be your best friend for this. Just be on the lookout for zombies in tight areas. RE Master of Unlocking, you will need to unlock all safes, lockers, and pickable locks. Minimalist, complete the game without opening the item box. The guide that I mentioned will help you with this. I might need these later, is to use 1 or fewer healing items. There is a section in the early game where you need to use a herb, but after that you cannot heal yourself. By playing in assisted mode, if you go in the red, you will automatically heal to caution, so just play it safe. Sprinter is to complete the game in less than 2 hours. You might not get this on your first run, but we will definitely get it in the next runs. Just get a feel for where everything is and where enemies spawn, and you'll be able to finish the game in 1 hour and 10 minutes. Kendo's Armory is to collect all weapons in the game. Electric Slide is to gather all fuses, there are 3, in the warehouse in under 5 minutes. When you leave the hospital with Jill and use the 2 lifts, you will get to a safe room. Save and run the warehouse maze. Once the game is complete, reload save point and go for the time trophy, as you will now not need to collect the supplies and upgrades in the area. The rest of the trophies are story related, so we won't bother with them. Now, if you've used the guide I told you, he will mention the best place to farm machine gun kills, this would be the Carlos section in the hospital, and magnum and grenade launcher kills. This will be with Jill in the lab area. Now, once again, we need to farm these points for the infinite rocket launcher. However, farming magnum and grenade launcher kills is unnecessary. Just focus on farming machine gun kills at the hospital. Make a save after you've cured Jill and then farm away. Go to the records, and once you get about 800 kills, you should have enough. Now with that out of the way, the only trophies we should have outstanding are the difficulty specific ones. Like I previously stated, ignore standard and go straight into hardcore, but with the rocket launcher obviously.
Well, duh.
Do your run as usual, ignoring all ammo and weapons as we do not need them, but make sure to stock up on healing items. Collect all herbs and first aids as Nemesis can pack quite a punch. Once hardcore is complete, Nightmare mode will unlock. One thing you'll notice in the description of this mode is stating that items and enemies have moved around. Like, for example, when leaving Carlos for the first time in the subway and getting upstairs, the Magnum will be right in front of you. When the game gives you one of the most powerful weapons at the start, you know they mean business. However, we do not need it because rocket launcher. Also, the power stones from the previous runs won't be in this mode, so don't go into the areas where they are as you'll be wasting time. Now before starting Nightmare mode, we will go back to the shop and buy all 6 coins, if possible. These are 2 iron defense, 2 recovery and 2 assault. You will need these if you have any hope of surviving. If you have the points to spare, get the hip pouches as well. If not, then after Nightmare mode, you'll have enough to purchase them. Nightmare and Inferno mode are the same, so the changes you will experience in one will carry over to the other. Just be on the lookout in the sewers, as one of the hunter gamers will be under the waterfall, and in the lab area, after the hospital section, the section where you will be attacked by dogs, the hunter gamer will be by the ladder you use to get down. You can kill both if you angle yourself correctly and pop 3 or 4 rockets in their direction, for good measure. I warn you of this now because these are cheap deaths that you can avoid and I want to save you time. Once completed, Inferno mode will unlock. Now comes the scary part. You need to beat the game in the hardest mode and get an S rank while doing it. To get an S rank, you need to complete the game in under 2 hours and save no more than 5 times. Once again, let's do an inventory check of what we will need going in. Rocket launcher, all 6 coins, both hip pouches, and the field manual that makes dodging easier. This we will equip for the last Nemesis boss battle. A little FYI here. Since enemies are more aggressive and will attack you as soon as they see you, if you do not have the time to aim at them, always shoot at your feet. You take no damage from the rocket launcher, so don't be afraid to shoot yourself in the foot. Figuratively speaking, guys. Also, you should have learned this by now, but just in case, when shooting at Nemesis, always aim for his feet, as the fucker will dodge any body shots you shoot at him, and do the same during the boss battles. Just unload rockets consistently until he falls. Don't let him escape. Also, when Nemesis is chasing you through the city, always down him so he leaves you alone for those valuable minutes while you make your escape. Once again, do your run, stock up on all healing items. You will need them. I cannot stress this enough. And save every 20 minutes. You can do this run in 1 hour and 10 minutes, but autosave is disabled. So if you die, you will start the game from the very beginning if you do not have a save. Also, save in 5 different slots. If you do mess up, you can go back to a previous save and correct it. Obviously, one of your saves must be before the final Nemesis fight in the lab.
Well, duh.
Before using your final save, do another inventory check. You will need the following. Rocket launcher, duh. Only 4 coins. Store the recovery coins as you will not need them. The field guide for dodging, and fill all the rest with healing items. On Inferno mode, to call stage 3 Nemesis a massive pain in the ass would be an understatement. Here, his difficulty has been dialed up to 11, and you better bring your dodge game, as you're going to need it. Nemesis has 3 types of attacks. One where he ground pounds, and then does a Hulk smash. One where he will sweep with one arm across the floor, then the other, and his last attack, where he tries to fly swat you. You can survive 3 hits from him. However, and this is where the bullshit part comes in, if he hits you, 99% of the time he will kill you, as he will combo the shit out of you when you're on the floor, so you will have to bring your dodge game here, ladies and gentlemen. You will die here countless times, until you start to get the gist of how this motherfucker attacks. I can only advise the following. Always heal if you get hit. Always. Keep an eye on the clock. Pause menu, top right. Remember, you have to beat him in under 2 hours. If you start nearing 2 hours, quit and reload save point. When you pull off a perfect dodge, immediately aim for his weak points, as you will go into bullet time and will have an easier shot thanks to slow-mo. Just make sure his arms aren't in the way, as you will stun yourself from the blast. And lastly, good luck. You're going to need it. Once you defeat him, just to make sure you don't mess up at the shoot Nikolai section at the end, always aim for the body, because if you fuck up here, you have to fight Nemesis all over again, and trust me, you don't want to do that. After all this dodging and commandoing through Raccoon City is complete, you should be the proud owner of a very rare 7.7% platinum trophy. So is Resident Evil 3 worth platinuming? Though a well-made and competent game, fans of the original, like myself, do feel cheated a little bit, as there are areas from the original game that are missing. Corners were cut, content-wise, to ship this game a year after Resident Evil 2. Those scares are guaranteed, and the dread you feel when you hear Nemesis running after you will make you call for mommy. The last two difficulties will put you on edge, as making a mistake here will be costly. All in all, Resident Evil 3 is an enjoyable experience with some challenge that should be played, though at a discounted price. With both Resident Evil 2 and 3 getting PlayStation 5 upgrades later this year, this would be the perfect time to jump in if you haven't already. Resident Evil 3's Platinum is a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, Platinum Hunters. I hope you found this video helpful. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a comment below. Thanks again for watching, and see you all next time.